All right, shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, all honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Karkodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone who rule and teach well, who also taught us this 100% truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Kasada, back with another quick lesson. And Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. All right, and going into this lesson, man, is something I was, actually it's the whole chapter I was reading from Sirach, chapter 27. Also known as Ecclesiasticus. All right, but reading Sirach. All right, I was reading some of this, man, and through the spirit, it struck my spirit, to kind of go into it because it describes a lot of these jakes. It describes a lot of these Israelites, including ourselves. All right, and how, through the spirit, how things are looked at in the eyes of the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, even down to us, Also having certain conversations with Jake, you kind of have certain conversations with Jake where Jake exposes themselves, a man by his conversation. And the scripture goes into this. All right, let's read a little bit of this. Many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eye away. Yeah, you have men who will go sin for nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. All right. I know a perfect example, A man will go and sleep with another man's woman just to say he did it. Or just for a moment. Not realizing that, hey, it's something that's far greater. He's putting up something far greater, such as his life, for a small matter, for a sin, All right, and it says, and he will seek for abundance and will turn his eye away. Yeah, he will seek for abundance, but won't focus on the truth. All right, as a nail sticketh fast between the joints of the stones, so doeth sin sticketh close between buying and selling. All right. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, his house shall soon be overthrown. Yeah, man. And remember, in Proverbs chapter 1, it mentions, the beginning of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You got to stick close. You got to keep the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Often the Lord reminds us, man. The Lord reminds us, man, daily, even when we go through certain things. Hey, we was having a conversation, me and a few brothers, and we talked about certain situations that the Lord take us through, Know that, the scripture talks about how the Lord chasten those who he loves. The Lord chasten us sometimes, man. We need to go that. We need to go through certain things, man, to become better men. The Lord wouldn't take you through nothing you can't handle. Jake always says that, Everything that we go through is for a reason, all right? So, the Lord, he sends us through certain things, even through certain nights, man, You catch a hell, I could name a night, man, where, things that happen, one thing after another, and then after another, it just kept happening. But that's to install that fear, but also to build you up as a man to know that more things are gonna come our way, man. If you can't handle that, you can't handle this truth, man. You're not gonna be prepared for that time of Jacob's trouble, But it says also too, his house shall soon be overthrown. Yeah. The scriptures also talk about, I'm going to keep quoting scriptures because, right now I'm in transit. I'm driving. The scripture talks about how your fear and your desolation will come upon you. Roughly paraphrasing, the Lord, man, he has things prepared, man. All right, he has things prepared for those who are rebellious, refuse this truth, who go off. For a lot of Israelites, man, especially those who know the truth, man. The scriptures talks about how, the Lord will begin to judge the house of Israel All right, starting with those who know this truth. All right, as when one sifteth with a sheave, and remaineth, so the filth of a man in his talk. Yeah, when you hear Jake say certain things, robbing, doing drugs, or not even just that. Those are simple things, But you can hear the tone of a Jake when you talk about the truth. When you say certain things, Jake could tell on themselves. That's why it's wise to be just quiet. It's just wise to just be quiet. Sometimes it's just best to listen. Not say anything at all. Even when it comes down to a brother or you getting rebuked or correct, the best thing you can do or do at that moment is it should be no buts. It should be kind. The water. Salakia. Those are the things you should be saying at that moment. All right? But to continue on as if you have done anything wrong, and the brother's telling you you're doing something wrong, it can also lead to a better understanding that you don't take any accountability, man. You think that you did no wrong. And that's what's going to lead to a lot of Israelites being kicked out, or the Lord rejecting them. Not humbling yourself, man. It says the furnace proveth the potter's vessel. So the trial of a man in his reasoning. See? So just by rebuttals and buts and things of that sort, you can tell a man's countenance when he's going through something, man. The Lord says he's going to try the elect as gold is tried in the fire. He's going to try everybody, including the elect. And you're going to see a lot of these men not going to be able to survive. They're not going to make it, man. Because you didn't humble yourself, man. You didn't take the corrective actions. You didn't learn from your actions, man. You didn't learn from what the Lord took you through, the chastening. Yeah, you went off. Yeah, there's certain reasons the Lord do it to you. But, hey, learn from that mistake. Learn from what you're going through. Grow from it. Don't beat yourself up so much to the point where you can't get anything out of it. You know the Lord is chastening you, but he's giving you the reason, too. He's going to give you the reason, probably not in that exact moment, but he's going to give you the reason in due time. Soon you're going to start putting it together. Me, I've been through that. I might not know the exact reason. I can think of a few things when I go through certain things when it comes to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But then I start putting it together. The Spirit hits you and it compels you. Sometimes you often get the answer from somebody else. The Lord will do that to you, man. All right. It says the fruit declare if the tree have been dressed, so is the utterance of a countenance in the heart of a man. Yeah, heart goes back to the word loud, which means his mind. You see his mindset. You see how he think, especially when somebody's going through something, man. These people, when Esau start cranking things up, and the Lord start really applying that pressure, people going to start losing their minds, man. They're going to start throwing logic and the rational things that they usually think about or portray themselves to be. They're going to start throwing that out the window, man. Going into Jeremiah chapter 30, Jacob's trouble. Matthew chapter 24 and 21, a time never seen before on the planet Earth. We're talking about heavy, heavy times, man. We're talking about race wars, riots, civil wars. We're talking about World War III. We're talking about the love of many waxing cold. People hungry. They're going to be kicking in your door. Logic is going out the window, man. And this is what we try to tell you, Israelites. This is right. This is the time when you learn from whatever you dealing with, whatever you going through, your lowest moment. All right? I always say, man, you know, one of my favorite words, and I had it a few weeks ago doing the word of the week, temperance. Temperance is going into Salakia. Temperance is going to how you deal with something when you're going through situations, man. Tough, hard situations. What are you going to do in that time? You know? All right? It says, praise no man before thou hearest him speak. For this is the trial of men. Yeah. Having certain conversations with men. It sounds good. It sounds good, but let's see how you really are. The Lord exposes people, man. He has a way of exposing. A lot of times it's often through conversation. You have certain wise men you have wise men in the world who don't say much. You know? They don't say much, man. You can see it from their actions. But you might not see it from their actions. You might not see it from how they talk. You know? You might not see it. But, hey, eventually the Lord exposes them in a way. He might say something or do something. Eventually it's going to come out. As they say, man, whatever is done in the dark will come to light. It says, if thou followest righteousness, thou shalt obtain her and put on her. And put her on as a glorious long robe. All right. So it ain't just about talking the talk; it's also walking it too. We don't just talk at camp just to hear ourselves talk and go back home and be a complete demon. We actually have to put it on. You know? The bird will resort unto their light. So will truth return unto them that practice in her. Yeah. So you're going to put yourself around like-minded people, man. You're going to put yourself around like-minded men. And oftentimes what they say, a bird of a feather flock together, man. I don't put myself around, to be honest with you, I don't put myself around people in the world. Unless I'm at work. And it's just work. You can't control that. But guess what? If anything, 9 times out of 10, often, I'm hanging with brothers. Learning, growing, excelling. It's the same. The brothers are doing the same thing. We're all trying to grow in this thing. We're all trying to master this thing, man. The Lord gave us this truth for a reason. All right. Verse 10, as the lion lieth in wait for the prey, so sin for them that work iniquity. Yeah, man, sin. This is what it is, man. It's just as simple as these words, man. Hey, these are cold, man. Because it's breaking down the spirit of a man, of these people out here. It's breaking down us. That's how you know you can't get around certain people, man. You can't hang around certain jakes. All right? The discord of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changeth as the moon. Yeah. Jake, stay switching up, man. But see, we grow in this thing, man. It's about applying wisdom when it needs to be applied. Knowing when to do certain things, knowing what to act on, how to act on it, man. Being mindful of who you got around. You know? Things happen. We understand that, man. But you learn from it. You learn and you grow. Apply wisdom. Jake could continue to do the same wicked thing or the same thing that gets him in trouble and never learn from it. Israelites, these people out here, they'll do the same thing that get them in trouble daily. If a brother is telling you going off and he's correcting you on it and he's telling you what you need to do, you shouldn't be saying anything otherwise than the water. Salakia, I'll learn from it. Grow. It's not always, of course, learning and reading the scriptures and getting the breakdowns is one thing, but also building character, building yourself up as a man, growing. Knowing how to conduct yourself and carry yourself, man. So you don't give these people anything to accuse you of anything, man. The only thing they can accuse you of at this point while you're in this truth is the truth. That's all. That's it. You can't give these people anything, man. And these people are going based off emotion. The truth is not about emotion, man. It's being able to read the spirit. Read the room, Jake. You know? Paying attention. So I don't want to read the whole thing. You know, this is a heavy chapter. And it's about applying wisdom, man. Growing, reading people, learning and understanding, learning expectations, man. All right? Don't put yourself through situations, man. Apply wisdom, you know? So with that being said, Lord willing, hope this is truly edifying. Shalom.